Hi guys. So first off, ignore my hair because I just got out of the shower and I got inspired, I guess, to record a video. So we'll see how it goes. You guys will get to watch my hair dry into the mess that it always is. So welcome if you've stumbled across my channel by this video. By some unknown reason, welcome. I'm Jessica. This channel is the Nonlinear Recovery Life of Jessica. Here you are, welcome. So, as you saw from the title, and let me go ahead and preference everything with this video maybe kind of spliced together. Mark is outside painting the roof of the garage, so I'm kind of like on call in case something happens. Let's all pray that nothing happens and he doesn't like fall off the roof. But nonetheless, if I have to jump up suddenly or stop the video and then start again, or if he comes in for something, so just be prepared that it may be sporadic things, but maybe I can get through it and it'll be fine. So if you saw from the title of the video, and hopefully you clicked on it for that reason, I am flipping my classroom. So let me give you a little backstory, because I don't want you to, if you thought I was flipping it like flip this house kind of flip and redesign, you are wrong. So if you want to stop watching now because you are disappointed, don't, just hang in there. So for a little backstory, my school is going with Plan B on the school reopening. So basically what that means is we have to open at half capacity. We have staggered days for the kids. So we have like an A group and a B group. A group will come to school on Monday and Tuesday, and then be remote the rest of the week. Wednesday is remote for everyone, and then B group comes on, here's not flipped right. B group will come on Thursday and Friday, and they will be remote the first half of the week. So at first I was kind of in limbo because of not knowing whether we were going to have high enough numbers for me to be a second remote teacher, because parents do have the option to be remote if they want to. So with that being the case, my mentor had volunteered to be the first remote teacher, and I had volunteered to be the second one if needed. So I was pretty much sitting in limbo for a while because we hadn't got the numbers. We didn't really know how it was going to look. We didn't know if we needed two remote teachers. So we finally got the numbers. We are only going to have one remote teacher, and I will be in the classroom. So I'll be honest, that kind of threw us all for a loop. Ooh, that tea is sweet. Woo. Welcome to the South. So it kind of threw us all for a loop because we all thought I would be remote with my mentor. And we had, I guess I had mentally prepared myself to be remote, and then as I said, I knew that was going to happen. That was my fault because I didn't turn off my alarm for my morning medicine. So, as I was saying, I think I had mentally prepared myself to not be in the classroom subconsciously, and even my team thought that that was what was going to happen. And then now I am back in the classroom, and we start in like less than 20 days. The parents don't have supply list. We as teachers don't even have our class list yet. Hopefully that will be solved early in the week, hopefully like tomorrow or Tuesday. But nonetheless, we are kind of all still thrown for a loop. So I couldn't wrap my mind around the thought of how am I going to use those 2 days I have with, each group of kids in the best way possible. So while I had a training last week with our IT guy about Google Classroom and all the features it has and the things we can use, he had mentioned what is called the flipped classroom approach. And I never heard of it. So he kind of like went into a little bit of details with it. He talked about how he used it while he was teaching a computer class at school before he became, went into IT. So I was kind of a little bit interested in it, but at the time there was so much else going on that I was like, I don't know if this will work. I can't, take the time to really wrap my brain around it. So when I learned I was going back in the classroom, I was like scrambling and struggling a lot, honestly, about what to do and how to do it in the best way. So just on a whim, I started looking up. Actually, my mentor had called me and we were talking about other stuff. And I was telling her how I just didn't know how to teach this blended style. I didn't really understand. And she brought up again the flipped classroom approach. So basically, the gist of it is, it's exactly what it sounds like. In a traditional classroom setting, the teacher lectures, does the lessons, and then the kids will go home and they will do their homework. Well, the flipped classroom is the complete opposite. At home, the kids watch the teacher's recorded lessons. Now, they're quick lessons. They're not, 30-minute lessons. They're 10 to 15 minutes is prime, especially with me having these younger kids. I teach the lesson, they watch it at home, and then they come into class prepared to discuss what they've learned and work on what would be their homework in class with me. And the more I researched it and the more I watched videos on it, the more I realized, I talk with my hands a lot, the more I realized that what better way for me to use my time with them than to be able to help them with the homework that I would give them. Because my biggest thing about spring, when school went out, was I felt like I was throwing everything at them, throwing them to the wolves and saying, okay, here you go, do this. If you need me, here I am. But how much could I actually be there for them? Not much. I could answer questions that parents would have, but these kids being so young, it's hard for them to be able to contact me unless they contact through the parents. And even then, parents would try to help as much as they could, and I'm very appreciative of that. But it's not the same as having the teacher. So the more I've done more research and I've looked on YouTube and I've watched lots of videos, thank God for YouTube videos because they are wonderful. And it just started to click more in my mind that this flipped classroom would work for this. So I went on Facebook and I was like, okay, teacher friends, like, tell me information you've got on flipped classroom. Find out that a new kindergarten teacher got certified in. So me and her have talked. My mentor sent me in the direction of a teacher at our middle school campus, who has done flipped classroom for years. So I'm going to talk to her next week. So the more I am researching and learning stuff, the more I'm realizing this is probably the best way. And even some YouTube videos put this flipped classroom model with blended learning, which is what we're going to have to do anyway. So my thought process is that with this flipped model, I'm going to be able to have extra time in the classroom to address those issues that will come up. These kids are not all going to learn at the same time. They've been out of school for X amount of months, 6 months, no, not 6 months, 4 months at this point. They've had to adjust to learning at home, which was hard for some of them. They all had parents that worked, most of them. Some of them working 12 plus hours a day, with them being in the medical field, nurses, police officers, doctors, everything. That the thought of teaching them in person is great because that's what I'm used to. But then sending them home to maybe not have that support on those remote days worries me. And my thought process is, if the lessons are recorded, not only can the kids watch them, the parents can watch them with them, and they're learning as well, because they're getting to see how we teach it. You're also you're able to fast forward if you feel like, okay, I've got this, I only have to watch this one time. You can rewatch it if you haven't quite understood something. You can pause it, because I plan on doing, here's an example, let's work through this. And as I do that, they can pause the video and try it themselves and then check themselves. at the end of the video, I plan on having, like with math, like have them do this problem out of their math workbook. And then when we meet in person, we'll go over those problems and check through them and talk through them. And I may even start with a mini lesson about what the video covered. So the more I play around with the thought of it and kind of plan with it, it just makes everything make so much more sense to me. And maybe I'm talking crazy. I've kind of talked through it with multiple people. I've brought it up to my administration, kind of checking with them. They've, voiced their concerns. I've kind of been able to say, solutions almost to those concerns. So I'm playing around with it still. And my biggest thing is I know that this is just going to have to be a conversation I have with parents to really emphasize how important it is for them to watch those videos. And kids watch videos anyway. I mean, you give a kid an iPad, a phone, whatever, they're going to sit there and watch a video of some sort. Why not let it be the lessons? They don't even have to do it at their home. They could sit there and watch the video walking around Walmart where their parents shopping. They could be in the buggy watching the video. It's just, I just feel like there's so many more possibilities. And let's say I have my A group and my B group. My A group is getting this math concept like crazy. So I don't have to spend as much time on math with them. I could hit those skills lessons like phonics and stuff. I could even have time to hit the history lessons that they're having to do completely away from us. That is really the fun part, in my opinion, of those like activities we do. We make flip books, we make posters, and we do, not posters, but we do like for landforms, like we have a map, we color in the map. Like there's just so many different things that they're going to miss out on because we don't have the ability to send all that to them to do, because that's just extra stuff. That's stuff we can do in person. So if my kids are like, this group's killing it through, being able to comprehend and me not having to spend as much time on math. Okay, so then I move to skills. They've got that. They know these letter spellings, or these sound spellings. They know the quotation marks. They're getting it. They don't need that extra practice. So I can pull in different resources. I can spend time on doing those extension activities with our history lessons and our science lessons. I can spend time reviewing that stuff that we're honestly probably not going to be able to hit if we teach in class. I'm going to be able to pull in novel studies that I may not have time for. I'm going to be able to do read-alouds with them. And then let's scratch all that. And then let's say B group is struggling with math. Then I'm going to be able to have more time to know I've already taught it to them. I just need to reinforce it. So if I have to spend 2 hours on math and only 30 minutes on math for this group, then I'm going to have that ability. So that is my thought process. I am fine with you guys playing devil's advocate because I want to be able to answer questions and concerns that come from my parents. So if you know anything about the flipped classroom model, or if you have kind of listened to me and you're like, I don't know about this, please voice those concerns with me. Like, let's talk about it. I'll do what I can. If I can't answer those questions, like I said, I'm going Tuesday, and that way I can have questions to ask the other teacher that she may have, had, because I want to know how parents feel. I want to know their thought process. But in my opinion, and I'm still new, I'm only a third year teacher. I'm going into my third year in the middle of a pandemic, but it's fine. I want to know if it's going to work, or if you think, no, there's no way a second grader could do this. There's no way they could take the time to do this. And if so, if it's so much that I feel like parents are like, whoa, no, then I teach in class and I send them the homework. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. But my brain is processing this better than anything else when I got the news about us doing Plan B. This is the only thing that has been able to make sense to me. So, if you guys have concerns, questions, please bring them to me. If I can't answer it, that's something I can ask the other teacher. But I want to know your thoughts on it. So please tell me your thoughts on it. Leave it in the comments, message me, whatever. I want to know your thought process. So that's my thought. Let me know what you think. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for holding in there with me. Sorry my video cut off in the middle of it, but that's what I get for not turning off my alarm. And yes, I did take my medicine. But yeah, so help me be able to answer everything. Help me see the good and the bad. I want the pros and cons. So thank you, everybody. Subscribe for more. This is basically what my channel is I talk about life, I talk about school, I talk about mental health, talk about a little bit of everything. Honestly, it's just kind of whatever hits my brain, and I'm like, you know what? I need to get this out there. So it's a bunch of random stuff. It's my life. It's non-linear. It's up and down. It's recovery. It's my life. So hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you'd like me to talk about anything. I love ideas for videos. I always need them. But other than that, see you guys later. Bye.